Hey, I'm in Ketchikan today with my friends Wendell and Dizzy Magic. There they are. We just drank all of this beer. Right there. There's the beer, a couple of cheeseburgers from the Burger Queen downstairs. We're at the Asylum. Total Schmidt Show. Let's do this. Total Schmidt Show Season 3 is upon us. Tune in every week. I talk to entertainers from all over the world. Singers, dancers, comics, musicians, drummers, blah, blah, blah. All kinds. Techs, even some cruise directors. Most of the entertainers I talk to work on cruise ships. If you ever wanted to know what entertainers do, how they get through their day, any of the behind-the-scenes stuff about entertaining, we'll talk about that stuff here, as well as we'll delve into some of the entertainers and some of their works, some of their albums coming up, some of the things they've done in the past, things you can look forward to in the future. All that stuff you can catch here on Total Schmidt Show. But either way, get yourself a pizza, a beer, some bourbon, light up a cigar, or some sort of joint, or whatever type of crutch or vice you need to get through the evening, and sit back and enjoy whatever it is I put together this week on Total Schmidt Show. Hey, it's Tuesday. Welcome to Total Schmidt Show. How are you doing? If you're watching the video, you're being treated by the bright fluorescent light above my forehead that's probably shining in your eyes and blinding all of you right now. So I'm going to replace that with some beautiful shots of Alaska, which is where I am at all summer. I've mentioned on all the episodes. We were in Ketchikan. There's some shots from Ketchikan of us walking around. Today on the show is Dizzy Magic, who I worked with on the Celebrity Summit while we walked around in Ketchikan. Killed the day, killed the afternoon. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you so much. I hope you're subscribed to the podcast. It helps me a ton if you listen to it and subscribe it. Also, if you're watching it on any YouTube clips or anything, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. Now you're seeing Juneau, Alaska, which is absolutely stunning. If you go to Alaska, if you've ever been up here, I'll be honest with you, the last few weeks we have been treated with amazing weather. It's been in the 70s in Juneau and Ketchikan, and so much that we did the hikes in Skagway, which I'll show some footage of next week. Up into the mountain, it's a great hike. There's Lower Dewey, Upper Dewey. It could be a brutal hike. It's really it's actually good once you do it a couple of times. But it was so hot, I almost jumped in the lake, which is like at the halfway point. It's a really beautiful time in Alaska, July and August. If you're going to ever cruise here, July and August is absolutely the best time to come up here. Also, do me a favor, if you're watching, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That helps me out a ton. Subscribe to my website also. That's even more important, kind of, sort of, maybe. You can access everything I do through the website. But if you subscribe to those two things for free, it costs you nothing. I would appreciate it. You can also join a pay package on the website. There's content package. There's a podcast package, which just gives you all the video I shoot at the podcast for $2 a month, which is a steal, and $20 for a year. I've dropped $20 and not noticed that before. So why not drop it my way if you can? Otherwise, enjoy the free content. Enjoy listening to the podcast. Enjoy the views of Alaska if you are watching. And enjoy my conversation with Dizzy Magic. This is really cool. I had a blast working with him. He's got a great magic show that actually came from he was a street performer, a circus performer. He's worked with Cirque du Soleil. He's amazing physical comedy and physical work, and he transformed and added magic to it. And he has a brilliant show he does on ships. He used to do a show with his wife. They worked together as a couple. Then they had a baby. They have 2 kids now, and they don't work together quite so often because the kids are younger. But he's amazing because he came from doing circus and then working as a crew performer, and then became a guest entertainer with his wife, and then became a solo guest entertainer. He's reinvented himself numerous times over the years, which is those are one of the performers I love the most. You know, if you perform for a living, that's what you do, and you find a way to make a living doing it, and you adjust as the market changes, as your life changes, as your body changes, as he'll explain. You know, the older you get, you can't do some of the physical stuff you used to do. Although, I'll be honest with you, his show, I would be dead if I did his show. He is ridiculously physical on stage, and it doesn't even look like he breaks a sweat. But he's really. It's a great show and a great conversation. We talk about how he got started and some of the circus stuff he did, and we talk about family, which is something we all juggle when we travel. So sit back and enjoy my conversation with my new friend, Dizzy Magic.
I'm stopping this. You know, you can go to an off license, get a drink, and I won't drink until my kids are asleep. At like 9 o'clock at night, they've had their bath, they're in bed,
Right.
and then I go, right, I'm settling down. My wife will ask me to do something,
Right.
and I look at the time. My mum laughed at me, but I was like, it's 3 minutes past 10. You need to ask me that question in the morning. My mum was like, what's going on? You're arguing. And my wife just stopped like, okay, it's 3 minutes past 10. Everything shuts down at 10 p.m.
Good for you, dude. Dude, that's great. When I'm home, I've been trying to do that balancing. I shut everything off when I'm home. My daughters live with me, and when I'm home, I shut everything down at 6 or 7. And because I'll work all day on the website, whatever I'm doing, and then at 6 or 7 we make dinner together and we hang out and we talk, and I'll really try to lock it down and not do anything after a certain time. You got to, otherwise you can work forever.
Oh, 10 o'clock. I can't get it. 6 p.m. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It works because we spend the evening together making dinner and we love it, you know. And sometimes I'll work at night, but I'll schedule it. I'll schedule the time floats for me because I'm moving around so much. How many kids do you have? 2. How old?
3 and 9.
Man, those are rough ages to be traveling too, man.
Oh, it's tough right now, but my daughter just had her birthday, July 14th, and she wanted an iPad, and I was like, nope, you're not getting iPad, iPhone, anything until you're 12 years of age. No.
Right.
Stuck to it. Well,
okay.
I bought an iPad regarding this situation if she has to be 12. I bought an iPad a year and a half ago for shows to run a go button, you know, so I had a remote control in my back pocket.
Right.
I'd literally just put my hand next to my pocket and trigger the next track
that
had to happen. And I used it once. No, I turned up to a gig and I forgot it. And I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? And my wife was like, you can go from the cloud, do you know, this cloud situation, and download everything from your iPad to your iPhone. You're going to be able to get through this. And I'm like freaking out before the show starts.
Right.
And I downloaded everything to my iPhone. And I was like, oh my God, I don't need the iPad. So I just spent $1,700 on this brand new iPad Pro. Do you know, all of everything? I'd never switched it onto internet. And now it's sitting in the office. And my wife, like before July 14th, a week before, she turned around and said, so you've got an iPad in there. You paid $1,700 and you're going to give it to our daughter. I'm like, I'm not going to give it her. I use it for work. You use your iPhone for work.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, that was that one time. She was like, but do you need the iPad? Think about it. You managed to do the show with your iPhone. How often do you answer a call during the show?
Right.
I'm like, I'm not giving it her until she's 12. Okay, let's keep it in the office until she's 12. And then if we were to sell it when she was 12, you paid $1,700, right, last year. How much would you get for it? And I was like, I don't know, maybe. And it just clicked, like it's going to be worth $300-400.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to downgrade.
Yeah.
I have to give it her now for her 9th birthday.
So the market is forcing you into.
So she got an iPad Pro for her 9th birthday. But the beauty of being on the ship is my wife is always busy. She won't take my calls when she's with clients because she's a realtor. But I talk to my daughter all the time. Like the 9-year-old, and the other one speaks on the Amazon Fire. Do you know the Amazon iPad?
Right.
So it's heaven because I get to talk to them all the time.
That's good. I was the same way. I got my daughter cell phones, but I got divorced. That's why I did it. When they moved to Chicago, so I got my kids phones.
So you got to keep that relationship.
Yeah, because there was a little messiness there for the divorce. But I want to be able to reach my daughter, whatever. Or more importantly, I want her to be able to reach me.
And you talk about it in your show.
Yeah,
you do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all that crap. Oh, by the way, dude, your show is brilliant. No, your show is great.
Your show's great,
dude. It was unbelievable. I mean, I was dying. It was really a great show, and you're so physical, man. Dude, you got to be in great shape, dude. All this physicality you do, I would be sore after your show.
Yeah, I think that's what differentiates. Am I saying that right? Differentiates me from the bunch.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's great. It's a really great show, and the closing bit is brilliant. It's great. It's really funny.
You can't beat it. So, for the viewers, I get into a giant weather balloon. They call it. It's a weather balloon. It's basically a giant balloon, thicker rubber, and scientists, I think this is where it came from, would blow it up, let it go in like remote areas, and go, okay, that's how high the sky is or the clouds,
Right.
for them to take off of airplanes.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah,
And
right.
that's,
Okay,
that's
sure.
where it came from. But now in the circus industry or the entertainment industry, you buy them and they're called climb-in balloons.
Right, right.
But I've done a real great twist, and I've been doing it for 20-something years.
Oh, it's great. It's
But the reason I say this is I used to work in Cirque, an acrobatic show, and I was a physical comedian. And this Chinese kid, a Gao Jiwei was his name, he would climb the Chinese poles, one pole here, one pole there, and he would jump off, double front somersault, and then he would catch with his legs, and we'd just go, ooh, thinking like he's not having kids when he's older. And like that is the best trick, like death defying. And then you get the Chinese hoop divers where they somersault across the stage and then precision straight through the hoops.
Right.
And I'm like, these guys are insane.
right.
Only thing that everyone talked about as they leave the stage, how did you get in that balloon?
Really?
And I'm like, this is the easiest thing.
Yeah, what about the guy?
Yeah,
that
like,
leap? Look
he
at that.
risked his life.
Yeah, it's dangerous shit. You know how many tries you got to do that in order to
I
get
know.
it right? You know what I mean?
I know, like the amount of warm up and stretching and everything that you see him do backstage, and I
Right.
just go rotate my shoulders, go right. It's my time to go on stage.
Dude, I don't know if you ever are you familiar with? You must be. It's just Hogan just passed away. Wrestling in the United States.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of it, or I haven't been. My brother is. I know another guy who is, but he introduced me to Mexican wrestling.
Yeah. It's
Have
big.
you ever seen it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a whole nother
massive
level
over there.
of physicality that they
Yeah.
do. They integrated it recently. It's the highest rated show on YouTube right now.
Yeah, they have masks.
Yes.
Whenever you go over
Yeah.
there.
And they have
it's
this
a
guy
massive
called
franchise.
the Iguana or whatever that crawls around with green eyes, but the physicality they do, it's just two guys in a ring. It's insane.
Yeah.
These triple flips and falls and on concrete and off of tables, and I mean it takes what we were doing in the U.S. to a whole different level of balance and you know what I mean.
I cringe because you. Oh, I've just lost
shit.
my mic.
Oh.
Did you see that? He's going down. The mic just came off the table. But this is live entertainment right here.
Yeah, this is.
So there's a whole acting. Shall we wait for this? And you're gonna
No, you're
pause.
good.
Okay. This is what happens, guys. It's scripted. Like when I just watched the documentary about Hulk Hogan passing over to The Rock Johnson, passing on the.
Passing the torch, their big
Passing the
match in
torch.
WrestleMania, whatever it was.
Yeah.
They were talking about that a little bit this week
And
because
he knew that, okay, this is a script, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it was so great, but when it comes to wrestling, you just know it's scripted and it's fake and
Yeah.
it's hard. Like UFC is phenomenal, especially back at the Royce Gracie time, especially when the weight class didn't matter.
Right,
Oh my God,
right.
like, oh, I love that. But
I'm not a big UFC. My brother's a big UFC guy.
I am.
I shot. I was on a TV show that we shot in Florida, on MTV for a season, and we shared studios with the wrestling guys. So we had lunch and craft services all together.
Yeah.
So you go out there and these guys walking around and they're hanging out. You behind the scenes, they're buddies.
Are they like shot?
Oh, they're
at
monsters.
They're
They're
monsters,
huge,
yeah.
huge guys. But they're buddies. The two guys that hate each other, are going
yeah,
fishing
yeah.
on the weekend or whatever. You know what I mean? It's
Oh
a
yeah,
whole.
they just switch on.
Yeah.
We always get afraid when we go in. Or I do. I'm gonna say we, but I do. Like you go into the gym, and you look at someone, you go, "Oh my gosh!" Like he must be a scary, horrible person. The bigger guys are always like genuine, nice people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've found.
So you came from circus
Yeah.
in England, or where are you from originally?
Originally from Coventry, England,
Okay.
near Birmingham, so West Midlands.
Okay.
So basically,
Was it traveling circus or was it stationary?
No,
What kind of?
so what happened was, in school, I was really bad kid. Just couldn't concentrate on anything.
Right.
Got everything wrong all the time. Teachers hated me. Got sent to the headmasters. And then one drama teacher was like, "I want you to put him in my class," and she allowed me to swear, say all the bad words.
Right.
Can I say it here? I don't
Sure.
know.
Yeah. Go right ahead.
Fuck was a massive like. I can say that. I can say that.
How cool is that?
But I could only say it once the double doors had closed and I was inside the theatre. So that allowed me to like express myself a bit. Like, fuck, this is no good. And sorry for using it now. I don't.
No, but
I won't do that now.
that also teaches you at that age. It kind of teaches you a form of discipline.
Yeah.
If you learn to, I can swear only in this room.
Yeah.
Like you got a boundary on yourself, and that's what I mean. It's the best way to teach someone with that type of. If you're all over, like I was a terrible ADD, HD. I think all entertainers.
I
think we all have it, right? Yeah. Exactly. But that's a great way to learn a little bit of boundary is that you learn, I can swear when the door's closed. You wait for the door's closed, and then you do whatever you want.
And I remember this teacher, Miss Jackson, confronting Mr. Walger, who was the headmaster, going, "No, he's in my room right now. He's under my command," something like that. And then the door's closed, and she was like, "You be yourself, you be." And I was like, "Okay, I like theatre," because she's given me this opportunity to just relax. And in her office was a couch. Like, we could just talk, and it was just like, okay, this is great. Well, she put me up against a guy named Leroy, and he was the big guy that, scary. He had the big definition muscles and things. And I was like, okay, who's this kid? Well, he's into breakdancing, and I want you to do something with him. We're going to put it on stage, and it's going to be a comedy act. And I was like, okay, sure. But I didn't realize, and she made me realize that I like to show off, and I was very confident in front of a big group of people, but I'm very introverted when I'm I got defensive on a smaller group. So anyway, I met this kid Leroy, and we were just breakdancing, and we started getting good. So I was able to do all of the tricks. 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, I cannot dance. You ask me to dance, and it's the most stressful thing. I have to have a beer in my hand all the time. Like, can't do this. If you say move everyone off the dance floor, dizzy. Go. Yeah. Watch me. Do you know, it's a weird.
Really?
Yeah, and you watch me, and I'll do like the flares, head spins, hand spins, 90s, 60s. But I can't, if you don't do it, you don't do it now. So if you want to see what I did, I've got DVDs, or you go to my website.
That's interesting, because you're so free on stage.
Oh, yeah.
You're so physical. And
I can still do a lot of things. Some of the tricks, like running up the wall, was one of my favorite tricks. And so
this stuff scares the shit out of me.
I got into breakdancing. Then breakdancing, I had some trouble with some kids at school. So my mum was like, listen, just get into martial arts. And martial arts, Taekwondo, the instructor was the world champion. But I don't want to diss martial arts. Taekwondo, I got to British champion at the age of 16, but I don't call it a great martial art, because when you fight, you come up, you hit somebody, and the referee jumps straight in the middle going, great, split, start again. It's not like UFC, fight.
Oh, it's a strike. It's based on strikes, kind of?
It's just on strike, yeah, and a flag goes up in the corner.
So you get points for strikes or whatever?
Yeah, one strike, and it's like, okay, you got to just dance around until you hit one move. And I got really good at it, got to a British champion at 16. Wasn't expecting it, the biggest trophy ever. I'm like, British champion. But what it did was it disciplined me to not wanting to fight. I didn't need to fight, because I had the confidence inside me. Had the breakdancing, and the instructor, Aaron Bache was his name. He was world champion, and he lived in Coventry. He was there, and it was just amazing. Aaron Bache was world champion. And he took me to the tournament, and I got British champion, this big giant trophy at the age of 16. And then he left town. And I was like, well, I don't. Oh, he was breakdancing as well. After the classes, he was breakdancing. My mum was paying these classes for me to teach, for me to learn Taekwondo. And at the end of the classes, we were like going, hey, let's try and do these flares, I'd be with him. And then when he left town...
When was this, decade-wise, year-wise?
It was 16. I was 16 years of age.
So I don't know.
So I'm 44 now. Okay. I was born in 1980. So
almost 28 years ago, roughly?
1996.
Okay. Wow, all right. Okay.
Yeah. So when he left, I was like, right, I'm just going to give up martial arts. And I just gave up immediately. And I was one of the fittest people for the bleep test. If you know the bleep test, where you start on one side of the court, and then you got to get to the other side before a beep. And then you got to get back for a beep, and then you drop
sprinting. You mean like running?
It starts off walking. Okay. And then the beep gets faster, and then
so you
it's a
gradually
test. It's a test for stamina.
Okay.
And I was one of the best in the group. I would come like second place, and people are just dropping.
Yeah.
And it was just great. So I got into breakdancing, and then 18 years of age, I got offered by a radio roadshow to do their road shows for $200 for a day. I was cleaning out factory metal filings out of drains for $50 a day.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is amazing, $50. And then this radio roadshow turns around and goes, $200.
Yeah.
Sorry, £200. I'm in England.
Right.
£200 to be
to do something you like.
To
love.
do breakdancing.
Yeah, you like to do it. Yeah.
And I'm there, and I do what, 3-4 shows at a roadshow. £200. Oh my God, this is like I'm being introduced to like entertainment.
Yeah,
properly.
right. That's it. Yeah.
Then I got into a stunt show in Mallorca, Spain. I went to an audition in London for the first time, and they were like, yeah, you're going to be Sir Francis Drake. And it was like a Cirque du Soleil style show where pirate acrobats, people flying, spinning on ropes, trampolines and things. And then I had a fight with Blackbeard. I'm missing out loads of things, but there was one. I was Sir Francis Drake, and he was Blackbeard. And
right on.
We were against the French pirates, and then when we clashed, the French go, "We've got your captain," because we were the captains of the audience.
Right.
The 4 captains.
Oh, right on. Okay, yeah.
So Sir Francis Drake, Barbarossa, Captain Scarlet, the only female captain, and then Blackbeard.
Oh, that's cool.
So we go, we're your captains, you vote for us. Do you know, we're going to fight the French.
So it's somewhat interactive with the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's very cool.
Yeah, you stand for us, you support us. Whenever you see me support us, we're going to fight them French. And then the French come out, capture us, take us away. And then the French go, we're going to show you a real pirates party.
Right.
And then they just do this crazy, like the acrobatics that you see in Cirque du Soleil. And then we escape, and then we win, you know, and then we do a big massive, this is a real pirates party, and then we do all of the crazy stuff.
Dude, that's perfect for your personality too. Like you said, like if you just had to dance with people, it's weird, but to perform, to show, it fits right into what your wheelhouse. You know what I mean? That's perfect for you.
Do you remember the chicken dance? I can't
Yes,
remember
of course.
how
The but wait, the but.
Oh gosh, I can't remember it.
Well, it was. Wasn't it like that this thing?
I think it was something like that.
In America we did the chicken dance. We used to do it at every wedding. Every wedding had the chicken dance, and they would play it, and all the kids would be up like, and you you wiggle down with the song.
It was, you know, it starts off like you seeing people doing banking, which is like a person on their shoulders, another person on their shoulders, and then they shoot one person up over the under the legs, then flip, and then they go on top of their shoulders 3 high.
Right.
Insane. And then we take over like Big Bomb, which was just it was so awful. It was a basketball with a sparkler. We'd light it
like a cartoon bomb.
Yeah, like now we have your pirates. Yeah, we've captured the French, and like the English with the French.
That's great.
So obviously we had it was in Mallorca, Spain. Pirates Adventure it's called. So we get rid of the French, and then we go into this crazy chicken dance, and the audience would go crazy for it, but it's so stupid.
Yeah.
But the audience just suck it up. They love it.
Yeah, but there's a market for it. What the hell? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a good time, and it's mindless fun for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what's cool. I love that.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of the approach. Like when I want to do a show, when I do stand up, I try not to divide the room. I try to look at it like it's a big party, and I'm kind of at the front of the table. Right. You know what I mean? And just have fun. It's a release. All the crap's going on in the world. If you sit down and just enjoy a show, you know what I mean, and not have to think about anything. That's great. That's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember going. I was saying about fighting with Blackbeard.
Yeah.
We had to have accommodation together. Like I love. Do you know? I would love to work with the guy again. He's so talented. He's one of the best acrobats that I've seen.
Right.
But we just clashed off stage, and then he was going to get to the role of the drunken sailor the next year, which was a lead role along with us 4 captains.
Okay.
So there was the 4 captains that got, I wouldn't say the biggest pay, but the main time on stage, and then the drunken sailor, he was the one that the audience just loved because he was always drunk, but he was doing crazy tricks, and people were like, he's drunk, he's gonna fall, and he falls and does crazy like Russian swing stuff and things. But me and him clashed,
like personality wise, or
ethically. I didn't agree on things that he was doing out of work.
Okay.
and I was just like, this is wrong.
So character, kind of like character.
Yeah, on stage,
stuff.
great, loved him, work, great. But when he was off stage, I was like, no, that's not how you treat people. I don't agree on that.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to go for a beer, and I'm like, no, I don't want to be around you when you act like this. And I just couldn't do it. And then I'd have to come home, and it was just like...
Right.
So the next year, obviously, he was getting drunk and sailor, and he had this super talent. It was easier to replace me, so I didn't get returned.
Okay.
And I was like, oh no, do you know, I've just done this massive, like, it was literally Cirque du Soleil in Mallorca, but it wasn't Cirque du Soleil. It was to the standard. All of these performers go next to Cirque du Soleil. And I was like, one day I want to be this person that climbs a rope and does all this. I want to be a circus performer because they're just phenomenal, the stuff that they do.
Yeah.
So I found an audition thing in the London Stage newspaper. It was called The Stage in England. And I went, and I was breakdancing, and they invited anybody that could do physical comedy, any type of skills, any tricks. So I went, and loads of breakdancers turned up, and I was like, oh no, do you know, there's just too many of us.
Right.
They're all good, and they've all got the bandanas, the hats on the side, you know, all of this. And I turn up in a shirt and trousers.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm here for the audition. Now, the producers it was Spirit of the Dance, the production. They had dancers that were going out, do you know, the Lord of the Dance kind of dancers. They had them in the room, and I'm like, excuse me, is this the audition? They're like, yeah, come and sit down here. And I have to sit down next to all of these like break dancers, like, they're all like all of this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great, so what's happening then? Trying to whisper while this audition, and then the main guy stands up, David King, and he goes, right, girls, lads, you know, all of this audition, everybody move to the back. We're just going to do a quick audition for a show that we're going to set up in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. Just bear with me, this is going to take a few minutes. So all of these dancers that are like sexy, gorgeous dancers all just move to the back and start opening their sandwiches, and they're staring at they could have kicked them out of the room and made our life. Do you know the pressure that you have?
Yeah.
And now they're like, right, we're looking for a physical comedian, a clown, for a brand new show that we're putting on that's going to compete against Cirque du Soleil.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? Every breakdancer says, we need music. And they start arguing over music. And they've got this little tiny CD recorder. And I just remember going, anything, that will work, anything, someone put Britney Spears, and I'm like, it's good, just leave that. And I was the only person going, don't worry, that's okay, let's just do something, because they're arguing over the music. They got to have their certain beat.
Yeah.
And then I turn around and go, can I go first? And I ran up the wall, did a backflip, and then I went into Thomas Flair's, and the producer later on, he goes, when you ran up the wall and did the backflip, before your feet hit the floor, you had the job.
Right.
But I didn't know that at the time.
Right.
So all the other breakdancers are doing this 5, 6, 7, 8, which is called top rock and the floor work, the run around and things, six step. And I didn't do any of that. I just did the bigger tricks. Like I used to hop on one hand. If you go to my website, you'll see like all of the stuff I used to do. Okay. Hopping on one hand, and I'd be clapping one hand, hopping on my hand, and then looking at them smiling. They could all do that, but they had the b-boy like yo man, how you like?
Yeah, it's all one style, and then it all kind of blends together after a while. They're all the same guy. What's your website, by the way?
Dizzy Magic.
Okay.
DizzyMagic.com.
Okay.
Is it all about me, or should we be talking about you?
No, it's really mainly about you. It's just a conversation. It's whatever happens.
Okay.
Every once in a while something comes up, and I'll go, oh, I did this. But right now, no, I'm into what you're telling me, man. I want to know all of it. That's great.
Okay.
No, first, because I got 2 other questions I want to ask you, but keep going. Don't stop.
Okay.
Yeah, this is great.
So the audition.
Because the show is, hopefully, people that watch you in a ship will be like, oh, he's on a podcast, and they'll listen.
Okay.
That's what I want. Sometimes it's kind of a pull the curtain back, and they get to know you a little bit personally. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So because I'm trying to wrap it back up to like I'm so physical on stage.
Right.
So this is what happened in that audition. I did the backflip, didn't know that I got the part.
Well, thanks for asking, by the way. You're so sweet. Most people don't give a shit, and they'll talk about themselves.
No, I wanted to be. But I remember this guy, David King, and Simon Painter. They were the 2 producers of the show. They goes, oh, on your CV, because you had to hand out a piece of paper with your CV. They goes, oh, I see you've worked with a mime artist. Back in do you know you lie on your CV?
The what?
You lie on your CV.
See, what's a CV?
Your resume.
Oh, resume. Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah. You bullshit. You have a couple of things on there.
It, totally.
You beef it up a little bit. Yeah.
So just before going, I had to write something because I knew it was like a physical comedy mime job. So I wrote down the bottom that I've worked with. What can I say? Atov Chatterjee. That like I came up with some name. Atov Chatterjee.
Did you just make up the name?
Yeah, I writ down Atov Chatterjee.
You really beefed up this.
I travelled for 6 weeks with Atov Chatterjee teaching mime to all of the school because I was only what was I? I was 24 years of age when this happened.
Right.
So I wrote it down, printed this CV, this resume, handed it to him. But I did put that I did 6 weeks of mime with the world famous Atov Chatterjee, and it sounded like it was
Sounds
a weird
great.
name.
I'm impressed.
So
and I know it's bullshit.
So he brought it up like, hey, so you've done something with a world champion mime artist, and I was like, yeah, it was kind of a clowning thing, mime, and he was like, can you explain what it was? And I was like, it was a school tour. We went around all of the schools in England and we were just teaching how to do things without talking. And he was like, can you demonstrate? And I'm like, yeah.
Sure.
What do you want me to do? And he was like, I don't know, do something that you do. And I just went blank. I'm like, this is BS. Like, what do I do? And I was like, just give me anything and I'll do it. And the guy just folded his arms. David King.
Yeah.
He folded his arms and he says, I want you to be stuck in a banana and I want you to escape from the banana and I want you to turn into a peach. Oh my gosh.
Are you serious?
I was like, okay.
Okay.
Now you got to remember behind me, the pressure of like 30 people auditioning for Spirit of the Dance.
Yeah.
Like all sexy females just looking at me, like eating their sandwiches. I'd turn around and I'd just feel that pressure. Like I've got to be a banana and turn into a peach. Oh my gosh. Well, I did it and made them laugh. Like,
right.
And it was like just the idea of like all of this, and then I'd squeeze through. Start off by going through my and then like, hi. Stop looking at me. And then I'd do the butt thing like, she's looking at me. And then get out and then we're like, and I ended it. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope this is good.
That's great.
But I somehow came up with like, I can get out of a banana, turn into a peach. And it was a mind thing, but I still spoke.
Right.
I got the job.
Yeah, great.
And they turn around and goes, by the end of it, they sent everyone away. And they goes, how much do you know about Cirque du Soleil? And I says, I bought all of their DVDs. Love it. They were like, can you send me, can you come back and send me the DVDs? Show me the DVDs. Because we're trying to research what acts we could give you, because they had no clue what they were going to do. They had the acrobats,
right,
but they didn't know what acts I should be doing in the show.
And it was still in the creation process.
Yeah,
of it,
so I was like, yeah, sure. And I didn't have money. I had to get on I drove home. But I was like, so you want me to come back? How do I get back? And they're like, however you got here. And I'm like, no, I rented a car to get here. When do I come back? And they're like, tomorrow. And they're like, take the train. I was like, I don't have the money. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
He was like, don't worry, I will pay for the train and you come back. I literally went there and then I sat in a pub with them, hoping that they were going to pay for the check.
Right, right.
Sitting down with them, showing them videos,
right,
like a little DVD player. And they were like, great, you're going to Myrtle Beach, you're doing this. The rest of my life, like I've been on the Sydney Opera House, the Apollo Theatre in London's West End. I've done the Kodak Theatre in Hollywood. It's not called the Kodak now. It's called...
Oh, yeah. I live right near there.
The Dolby, yeah. I've done all of that with this one company and travelled the world with Le Grand Cirque Adrenaline. It's been called Cirque Extreme. It's been called... They also did a show, Lenoir, Cirque Paris, and it's all with the same producer, but they were competing against Cirque du Soleil's, just a small, cheaper budget show.
Sure, kind of like a knockoff for a... Yeah.
And my dream was always to work for Cirque du Soleil.
Right.
How do I ever do it? So, the next step is I left there and I joined I left that show, always wanting to work for Cirque du Soleil, and I went to cruise ships and I met my wife. And she was an aerialist and I was doing the German wheel where you roll around, kind of an acrobatic wheel. And I was doing physical comedy and a giant cube. I'd spin the cube. Met my wife and was like, seeing these guest entertainers, I was like, we can do that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
So you were
Let's put
you were cast or crew?
We were cast.
See, I love. That's one of my favorite things about the shows when I talk to guys like people like that that come from cast and then create guest entertainer shows.
Yeah.
It's the smartest thing to do, and it's hard.
And you get to stay together with the person that you're trying to like stay with.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Yeah. Plus, it's a bit. I mean, plus you're doing now. You're your own. You're your own company. You're your own business. You're creating the whole thing, and it opens up a whole different venue for you. And it's just. I see a lot with magicians that come or they're table guys doing the brunches and stuff, and then they're guest entertainers.
Yeah.
And it's the greatest. I mean, to do that, it takes a lot of work, and it's impressive. It's always impressive.
Yeah, I just remember going, how do we pull it off? Like, we're acrobats, and yeah, I can do physical comedy, but my wife only has 2 acts. She has the aerial lyra, so it's not just her, it's the person on the winch.
Yeah.
So she does the aerial lyra, and she does hula hoops. So, okay, there's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I do the German wheel, I do the cube spinning, 10 minutes. There's 20 minutes. But on cruise lines, they need you to do. Then it was 1 45-minute and a 20-minute welcome aboard or farewell.
Right.
So I was like, all right, we have the farewell show
or
the welcome aboard show.
We're almost there.
What else do we do?
Yeah.
But my physical comedy acts, okay, I've got lots of that. I've got 30 minutes worth of material, but I'm dripping with sweat.
Right.
After this, what am I going to do? Like, how do we get a break off? So let's do something where we lift each other, in a Dodge act. Let's do something with silks. So we learn a duo silk. And believe it or not, duo silks, you don't sweat. You're literally just hanging. It's the most beautiful feeling, to
really?
Sweat. It's such a sensational.
Impressive. All right, yeah.
You just hang on, like you learn to get the callus and the
Sure.
burn marks. You don't get them after a certain while, and you fly around and. The audience is,
well, it looks great.
Immediate
you
standing
see
ovation.
They do it on Celebrity. I see a form of that in some of their shows.
Yeah.
Because they have the acrobats that come out a lot on Celebrity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So does your wife work on Celebrity, or she still? Well, now with the kids, probably.
She was on Celebrity, and she was on like Celebrity Century. I don't think that exists now.
Oh, you're right. No, that's an old one. Yeah.
So she was on that ship. She was on a few other ships, and she tells me she used to do 11-month contracts.
Wow.
Like, that would drive you nuts.
Yeah, I'd lose my mind.
This is the time when they paid you in cash.
Right, I remember.
And
yeah.
11 months of them little tiny safes that you got. And if you're the last person to collect cash, you're getting $5 bills.
Yeah. You stack them.
11 months.
You look
have
rich.
Anything to declare?
You're rich. Not really. It's just a lot of fives.
Yeah. So I met her, and I was like, how do we fill the time? And I was seeing magicians come on, and when the magicians weren't on, I was like, they don't break a sweat. Maybe what I could do is learn a trick that stands me still, that I'm not sweating.
Yeah.
So I learned that torn and restored newspaper.
Right.
I learned the rope act, where the Lincoln rings, never did fit it into the show. It just didn't fit. It was too like a magician,
Right.
The zombie ball, a ball with a piece of silk. And
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
And I was like, man, that fits, because the guest entertainer show that I made was called The Man from Mars.
Okay.
And I dressed as a Martian.
Did you?
Yeah. So if you want to see it, DisneyMagic.com. All of this is all on my website.
Oh, is it really? Right on.
Everything tells the story about.
All right.
I haven't deviated from the plan at all. Everything is documented.
Okay, cool.
And there's videos of everything.
That right on. Well, I'll make sure there's links in the pods and stuff.
Yeah,
so everybody has it. Yeah.
It's really cool. So the show that we made was The Man from Mars. I dress as a Martian. She's a human. I crashed to Earth. We made a spaceship land on Earth. It was amazing. It looked visually like amazing. And this spaceship was literally, no one could ever figure out how we did it. Like, drones were not even weren't even a question then. It was 2011.
Did you travel with this stuff, or did you?
We did 8 years on Norwegian and Celebrity. 8 years, and we bought 2 houses during 8 years.
Yeah.
That we just rent out now, and it's just like, oh my God, this is the best time. As soon as we had kids, it was like, how do we made so much money. Now we can't make money, and we can't keep it to do that lifestyle.
Right.
When you got to, I feel that guest entertainers that are adagio couples only have a 5-year window. Do you know, a husband and a wife that does acrobatics, after 5 years, they've got to start thinking about kids.
Yeah.
And then once you have kids, once they turn 2, you've got to be home to take them to school.
If they
and
have
all of
kids.
this.
Who's the singer? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I didn't know him. He's from Ireland. Him and his wife do work for Celebrity, and they usually do a lot of crossings, so they'll get booked together. So they each have their own shows. But then they just recently had a son who's I gotta say he's 2
So
or
they have
3.
2 different shows. So
Yeah.
that's 2 different
Yeah.
paychecks.
So yes. So they're doing, and he's got like about 3 shows. He does a main show in his main show. Then he does like this all Irish show, which is boozed up with shot. He drinks. He's funny too. He's a real character. Really great.
Mm-hmm.
She has an amazing voice. She's a great singer. So they're both like soloists, and they both tour together, and they get a lot of celebrity work, and they do a lot of crossings because then they book them both together, and they're here for the whole crossing for like a 20-day crossing.
And their husband and wife.
Yeah.
And then if they, what do you call it when you homeschool the kid?
Yeah. I can't. I'll find his. I can't remember his name.
They're banking it, so they've found the formula.
Yeah, and it works for them now, especially with the. Yeah, they've worked out well because they were a act together, and of course it's musical. They go musicians their whole lives. They got different
Yeah.
So but they had an act together and they split it into 2. And it was great. It's great. It's brilliant. It's a great idea.
Yeah,
And they travel
just
together.
to be
They
able
book them together, and
to get 2 different shows and get 2 paychecks, and it's just one unit.
Yeah.
Like the Finkel brothers. Unfortunately, I think Ian Finkel passed away. Elliot was a pianist. He was a brother to Ian, and Ian was xylophonist.
Okay.
Like, they would come on. They would do 2 separate shows, and then they would do a show together, and it was so good. But obviously, they're 2 brothers. They're not taking it into the same household.
Right. Yeah, and every time they go, they bring their son with them. And then when he does his show, she's up with the son. He was very young in fact, she was just getting back out. You know what I mean? Because she had the baby, and then a few months afterwards. So he was young. He was only 1 or 2. He's a great little kid. He's on the ship and stuff. But yeah, they were great. I'm trying to find out his name.
I had my 2-year-old Olivia in the sound booth until she was 2, and then we was on Celebrity Cruise Lines, and they changed the regulations of you can't have somebody on the guest manifest if the 2 parents are working. The funny so basically they goes, she's got to be 3 before she can get back on. So we went onto land working, and when she just turned 3, they then changed it again, and they goes, the new regulation is when they're 12. So it was like we were so ready to go back to working on ships again, doing that Man from Mars. But do you know when you just don't know when the last day that you get to perform that show?
Yeah,
that was it.
Well, when what line is it? Is that Celebrity?
That was Celebrity.
And the rules again. I'm sorry, refresh. I was looking at the thing.
Yeah, so she was 2.5. No, she was 2.5 years of age.
But she can't be on the guest. She can't be.
So this is what would happen all the way through. When I think we put her on when she was maybe like, because we had a little bit of time off for mummy to get back into
of course,
fitness.
Sure, yeah.
So when she got back in, let's say she was one until 2.5. So at 1.5 years, we were working all the time doing the same stuff, but she would live in the sound booth, the lighting booth, with the production manager, just watching mummy and daddy helping do the buttons.
Right.
And it was just so great.
And you guys did your show together. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And then something happened. I believe something happened with a door that closed on some guest entertainer's child, that they changed it. It wasn't our kid.
Right.
And they goes, no, it's going to be 3. They've got to be 3. And then when we were like, okay, we'll go off for 6 months. And then when we were ready to come back, we goes, right, we're ready.
And they flipped it on you
And then,
12. Yeah, that sucks.
So, but the funny situation with Olivia was she had to be on the guest manifest and we were on the crew manifest.
Okay.
Because we were over the 21 days. Like if you're over 21 days,
they put you on the crew manifest?
You have to be on the crew manifest.
All right, I didn't know that.
But she was on the guest manifest, and every time when passengers would be debarking, they had to have a 0 count before they could do something.
See, that's a perk though, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
But this one, Olivia, who was, I believe, 2 years of age, 2.5 years of age, they were like, who is this 2.5-year-old living in that cabin on her own. We need to get her off. Where's her parents?
Right.
And there was no documentation because they couldn't
Oh,
connect
they
that
don't
we
connect.
were on the guest.
Yeah, right.
And every cruise. So in the end, she had a photograph of her in the not the finance office, the documentation office of Olivia going, 0 count. Don't forget about Olivia.
Oh, seriously?
And a little 2-year-old like Olivia like this.
It can be called the Olivia Claus. That's a rule. She's got a rule named after her now.
Yeah. But it was so funny that they would always go, no, it's Olivia.
Right.
She's
Oh, that's the best.
she's back-to-back cruising on her own.
That's great.
Yeah.
And is she the oldest now? She is the youngest?
No, she's the oldest.
the
She's 9.
oldest.
Now
She's
we've
9.
got Charlotte, who's 3.
Okay.
So to continue, I always wanted to work for Cirque du Soleil.
Right.
So I was on the cruise ship. We built the show, The Man from Mars, 45-minute, 20-minute show. We did Norwegian, we did Celebrity for 7 years, travelled everywhere. My wife turned around and goes, right, you need to start thinking, because if we're going to have kids, you need to bring the money in. And I'm like, I need you, because she does so much.
Yeah.
We do hand to hand. We do the silks together. I'm not going to get another
You're
gear.
part of the show.
Yeah, the hula hoops. What am I going to do? I'm seeing all these magicians come on stage, and they're not breaking a sweat. Where at the end of our show, we would lie on needles, deep heat, they're dead for a day. So I was like, what am I going to do? These magicians, they don't break a sweat. Okay, so I watched. She gave me 2 years notice, like, we're having kids, like, give me your dick, like, it's gonna happen soon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I've got 2 years. And when she told me that, she was like, you better figure it out, we're gonna have kids, you figure it out. So I started watching magicians, and I'd watch what the audience would clap at, and then when I'd go to ask these magicians, jump to the end, I end up working for Cirque du Soleil. The dream job that I've always wanted.
Did you?
So now
that's good dynamite.
Now I work for Cirque du Soleil,
Okay,
and I'm
great.
on the books and all of this. But before I get there, I would go up to these magicians on the ship, going, hey, how did you do that? What is that rope called? And they go, it's just magician's rope. You can buy it from the DIY store. They would BS me all the time. They would never give away the secrets.
Sure, right.
With Circus, I worked with Circus since the age of 24. From Pirates, I went straight into this show in Mallorca, Spain, called Le Grand Cirque, and we travelled everywhere. When Circus, you go, hey, that trick on the wheel, how do you do it? Circus performers are like, let me teach you, let me show you. Here, take my prop, I'll show you how to do it. Oh, let me help you. We need 2 people, let's put a winch on you, let me help you.
Wow.
Straight away, they're giving. Magicians, hey, I'm a magician, how did you do that?
Yeah, right. They won't tell you. Yeah, well, I get that.
You could buy it from any store. Why won't you help me? They are closed off community. They're very protective.
Yeah.
Their stuff. So it took me a lot to figure out. You buy things all the time looking at the videos online, and it's not. It doesn't portray like that. Translate on stage the way they show it on the video.
Right.
They do edits.
Yeah, right.
So the amount of crap that I bought to try to make a show, and it was painful. And anyway, I ended up being in Australia doing a 2-week run on, I can't remember what celebrity ship it was, doing The Man from Mars, and I was with John Grantham, who was a cruise director, and guest entertainers weren't turning up. They were getting stuck on flights getting delayed. They weren't meeting the ship.
Right.
And he would just turn around to me and go, you ready with that magic show? And like the BS, yeah, I'm
sure.
totally ready. Yeah.
Dude, I love the gumption. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm 100%. Let's go.
When do I need to do it? You're on tomorrow. And I'm like, so I'm doing the Man from Mars show, and I'm with that Man from Mars show. I was doing the Torn and Restored newspaper already, because that was my time to like stop sweating. I could just stand still. I was doing the zombie ball, and I was doing the floating rose. Do you know where you make a rose out of paper, float it, and then light it on fire, and it would turn into a real rose.
Right.
And that was like a love story when we weren't able to do the aerial silks.
Right.
So 3 magic tricks. So I was like, okay, I can't use any of them because they're in that show. What am I going to do for this show? And I had enough material, but I didn't know the jokes. Like, do you know you need jokes?
The banter back and forth,
Yeah.
like when you do the card trick. There's a million jokes in there.
So
Yeah.
So I had this white tape. Was it white tape? I think it was white tape, and I put jokes on the floor, and I put stage wedges, which are monitors, but I didn't plug them in, just to hide these jokes on the floor.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
That's so brilliant.
In the wing, I'd put it on the edge
Yeah.
of the wall there.
Right.
I would travel this stage when I'm doing it. I'd go, hey, let's work with this audience over here. So let me tell you something. Sir, what are you looking at? And when I did that, I'm looking at the joke for the next joke.
Right.
And I'd go, so, sir. And then I'd come over here. Let's try with one in three people here. Did you know the true? It's one of the jokes I'll do. There's true fact. 1 in 3 people inside this room are classed as ugly. They are. And I'd come over here. It was a stupid one. Look to your left. Look to your right. If it's not them, it's you.
Yeah. Right.
Stupid jokes like that. And
Right.
I'd add the magic in. And I made the show. And John Grantham would, the cruise director, he would be like, hey, guest entertainer hasn't turned up. Do it again. And now I'm like, can I start getting paid for this?
Yeah.
And it happened so many times that he was like, yeah, we'll get you an extra $500. And I'm like, that will pay for the props that I'm paying for.
Right.
And it gave me that training ground of making a magic show.
Yeah.
That goes back a long, long time ago. Maybe 20 years, 10, I don't know how many years. Let's say 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So he gave me, and you know, when you're on a cruise ship, you're set up for success. You turn up, the audience are there.
Yeah.
So it was just like, you got a big crowd. If it doesn't work, do a backflip.
Right.
They'll clap for the backflip.
Right. Yeah, you got to sell the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to either, no matter what they're there, you got to entertain them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And the show's got to be good. Like I have a lot of comics. People go, how do I get on cruise ships? And a lot of comics are like, I don't think comedy's different because you can do 5-10 minutes in a club in LA and kill, or do something online and kill and do in your town. But traveling on a ship and performing a live show 45 minutes for a room full of people that don't know who you are, and you just come out of the blue, even though you got a contained audience, you got to win. You got to go out there and do a show. So there's no bad nights. You know what I mean? You can't have the crowd sucked. I mean, in our mind there is. Like you're thinking, the crowd was better the other night or whatever. But you can't go out there and eat it or have a bad show because eventually the line will be like, well,
they're not gonna.
No, why would I? Because the entertainment's got to be good. You know what I mean?
My agent would not accept. I've changed agents, but my agent could not accept that I was a magician for a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, just get me on as a magician on Norwegian, because this was celebrity. I was doing the Man from Mars Cirque acrobatic show, and do you know that giant balloon that you love?
Yeah,
that was in the Man from Mars, so I couldn't even use that for the magic. So how do I end the show?
Oh wow, yeah.
Do you know, the floating rose, people love story.
Yeah,
can't end the show with that. Like, what how do I end big? Oh, it's so tough. But,
the big closer, yeah.
When I was like, get me on Norwegian, you know, change it up a bit, put me on just as a magician, not as a circus performer. And she was like, I don't think they're going to bite on, you know, and she couldn't accept that. Like, no,
That's
you're
weird.
a circus performer.
It's really weird for an agent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like an agent, you would think their whole job is to get you booked and get you work.
But
why wouldn't they be all over that?
That started when my wife was like pregnant, you know, it's showing we can't definitely do any acrobatics now.
Right.
I was like, get me on, you know, as just a magician. I don't know. We're going to have to talk about fee. I don't think that I'll try. And it would just be silent for a long time. And then once I did get on, now my wife's not in the show. I'm not doing the Man from Mars. I could do that giant balloon. I could do the floating rose.
Oh, that opens up material. Yeah.
I'll do the snowstorm. That's how I ended. I used to do the snowstorm.
Right.
Crew hate you.
I know.
Hate you. Like, that was my finale.
Well, do you know Matt Johnson? Do you know?
Yeah, I know Matt.
Okay.
I was in The Illusionist live from Broadway with Matt.
Oh, right on. Okay,
Yeah.
I love Matt. He's a great dude. But he closes with that, and every time I see it, I'm like, dude, the crew. It's everywhere. Yeah, it's got to be. It's all over the place.
Like, it's not a sweeping up situation.
No, it doesn't.
It's literally like it just.
No, you can't push broom your way out of that mess.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a whole thing. You know what I mean?
And I used to do this one that he does the one with just like a little tiny bit appears out of his hand, which is beautiful. I did that as like, hey, I'll make this appear, and then I go and sit down, and then I just make masses.
Oh
appear.
God!
You know, the big grand finale.
Dude, nobody liked you.
Oh, they hated me. So I had the big balloon, I had the floating rose, I had the big snowstorm. I had this really big thing so I went on ships, and to the audience, it's like, oh my God, it's fucking amazing. Like,
right, yeah.
It's like funny as hell. You know, you can't.
Yeah,
It
dude, your
visually
show
looks
is
great.
totally it's so original. You know what I mean? When I saw it, that's why I was
And
blown
I
away.
came off dripping.
Oh yeah, and it's just so original and different than something you don't see on a cruise
Yeah.
ship all the time. There's lots of magicians, there's lots of this and that, but you morph it all together. It's great.
I think it's because I don't care.
Yeah,
I care about not giving away the secret, but I don't care for the magic itself.
right.
If I'm laughing and you're, do you know, I just
Right.
care about laughing.
Yeah,
And I've got a lot of adult jokes, and my wife always says, if in doubt, take it out.
yeah. That's true.
You know, I swallow the balloon. There's a lot of magicians that take a party balloon
Yeah.
that you can make a little dog animal,
Yeah,
and you swallow it. So 10 out, the producer of his name's Simon Painter. He just sold his company for $40 million to Cirque du Soleil.
no way.
Yeah, he's
Good for him, man.
He's so good, and he's a really good friend of mine. He turned around and goes, 10 out of 10, it's amazing. Oh my God, you got to do it. And I was doing it in Reno in the El Dorado Casino. I take that balloon, da-dun, dun, da-dun, hey, da-dun, dun, da-dun, hey, like all like blowing it up, funny to that music, and then da 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 da, pretending to swallow it, and then I do swallow it.
Okay.
And then I go, any questions? And then everyone goes, where did it go? Where did it go? And I go, good question, DJ. Da-dan. And the music starts, da-dan, dan, da-dan.
Yeah.
And I drop my pants. And I'm wearing like sexy underwear, you know, the line around
Right.
underwear. Da-dan, dan, da-dan. And I put my hands down and I just pull the balloon out of my ass. And pop it and the balloon goes. The audience die with laughter. Like, it is 10 out of 10. I would agree with him.
Right.
10 out of 10. The audience go crazy for that.
Right.
And it stops the question of where did the balloon go? Because everyone always says, can you make my husband or my wife disappear?
Right.
Or where did the balloon
Where
go?
did the balloon go? Right.
Two questions. If I do that second section where I pull it out my ass, like, you don't see me, I just reach underneath my underwear and then pull it out.
Right.
As soon as I pull it out, they accept I swallowed it,
Right.
digested it, and it came out my ass. No questions asked.
Right, right.
He made it. And they don't ask the question anymore. But the if in doubt, take it out. My wife said, don't do that on ships.
Yeah, I don't think that would.
Yeah.
Well, where do you?
So the secondary balloon
Yes.
is already blown up, and it's stashed down my back.
Right, right.
So I try not to turn my back.
Oh,
You're gonna see
right.
the bulge
Okay.
of that,
Sure,
and
sure.
then it's just
Are
slightly
you
down
wearing
my
a?
underwear.
You wearing a blazer or something, or just a shirt?
No, I wear a tight shirt, and then I've got a Yeah, I've got a jacket. a
Right,
dinner
right,
jacket
right.
on.
Dude, that's
so
so hard to pull that off.
If I'm going to do it, it has to be at some point that I can go off and either load it, or
Yeah.
I have to do it right at the top.
Right, and have it for the whole show.
Yeah.
Right.
But there takes one person to go to guest relations, and on a
Yeah,
cruise
that's the other
ship-
thing out here is like it's a corporate. All it takes is one person. All
Yeah.
it takes is one bad complaint.
Yeah,
and then
there's-
you're out. And you know what I mean? It's just there's people out there that complain about stuff. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're smart move.
Yeah,
you know,
there's-
there's the same thing with my jokes. There's a ton of material. There's 2 jokes I dropped in the Clean Show this last 2 or 3 weeks where I'm like, I started to have doubt because of the culture in the U.S. And I'm like, you know what? I think I should move this joke.
Yeah.
I even pulled one out of the adult show because I was like, nah, this is too. Because even if they complain about an adult show, I've known guys that have gotten fired for saying something and a complaint during an adult show, which shouldn't happen, but
Yeah.
it's a corporation. It's, you know what I mean?
I mean, political things, when with Donald Trump coming in the very first time, I do a stupid thing of name a president. They'll say Donald Trump.
Yeah,
And
no one said
I-
Trump this. Well, the kid said Obama the other night. We do the picture thing up
Yeah,
front.
yeah, and I just show a picture of a baby.
Right.
And I think it's hilarious. Well, there was a touchy part like, you're going to have to take that out. And I was like, no, I'm not. I don't think I'm crossing the line.
Yeah, you just
They could name anybody at all.
sure.
And because they said Trump, right at the start, when, the first term that he did, it was, they could say President Carter, President Reagan, Washington.
Sure, Lincoln,
But they say Trump, and the audience is, Ray! Or whatever they do, boo!
Yeah.
Well, that we don't want to stir the trouble.
Yeah, isn't that
America's
amazing?
going
You
through
can't
a-
even say the word Trump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a Trump joke that's still on my adult show, but it's not really a Trump joke. It's actually a joke about how we're so divided over Trump. So that I've left in. Because the whole point of the bit is, sometimes my bits have a point. There's bits where a whole bit kind of has a point of view or a theme. And this is how we're divided into social media. We're too divided. It's in my
We are
adult show.
50-50. Like,
Oh.
you've got to if in doubt, just
and
take
it's more
it out.
intense. Yeah, you've got to. That's the thing. That's why you got to be you can't divide the room, because you hit one side the wrong way, and they're all up in arms.
Yeah,
and
well,
you're like,
now you're definitely getting someone going to guest relations.
100%, 100% on either side. Sometimes they're pro-Trump, anti-Trump.
Yeah.
You know, they'll come. I don't believe this or whatever. So you're better off just not even dealing with it.
I did something with a. What did I say? I turn around to someone. I goes, you want to see a miracle? Heal like that.
Yeah.
Somebody went to guest relations. No, they didn't go to guest relations. They saw me up in the Sky Lounge. And they goes, oh, your show was great. Your show was great. Can I just offer you a bit of advice? That bit when you did that, I need you to take it out. I don't want to see that. And I'm okay. Well, that was one person. And it kind of like affected me. And I had to think about it. Like, do I need to take that out?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. They didn't go to guest relations.
Right.
But, gosh, people are.
Yeah, it's amazing what I've had 2 people confront me. Well, 3 confront me about jokes. One guy got aggressive on Norwegian, but he was drunk, and he actually got aggressive with the main cast because he did. Did you ever see Choir of Man?
Incredible show.
Okay, there was a scene before COVID. There was the scene where they pull the girl out.
Was that on Norwegian?
Yes.
That was on Norwegian. Yeah, Norwegian Breakaway.
Yes, yeah, and they pull a woman out of the audience. They sit down with the guy.
Sit down, and the cards,
and then he does this, and then she goes to kiss him, and he turns his face.
Yeah.
Before COVID, they did that. They changed it after COVID to a different move. But one of the cruises I was on, the guy did that, and the guy's wife wanted to beat up the actor. I mean, he was looking for him that night at the pubs and stuff, walking around. And that was the same guy that confronted me about my jokes and said that I was offensive. And every entertainer knew about this guy because he wanted to fight people. He just was drunk and, real crappy about it. But, but
the problem being captivated on a ship. The audience is still there.
Yeah, that's the other thing is now what do? You spend the rest of your time in the crew area or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like I never really have a problem with it now, obviously, but in that situation I did. The other complaints were one was a silly complaint about a joke. Sometimes they don't understand what the joke's about. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll use something to paint a picture to get a point across, and they'll go, "You did a joke about like there's one." Here's a good example. I did a joke. I do a joke. I haven't done it in a long time. Where I go, if you have kids. How's it going? Oh, when you have your first kid, you're paranoid. You're paranoid. You're scared of everything. You're like, oh my god, you're all right. When she's sleeping, you're like, oh my god, I think she's dead. I think she's dead. I think she's dead. I think she's dead. If you have 5 or 6 kids, your kid could be laying there dead, and you go, no, he's sleeping. He's fine. Let's go get some lunch. So I do the joke, and this woman goes, that joke about dead babies is horrible. And I go, and I couldn't even connect it in my head. I'm like, oh my god, I don't do a joke about dead babies. And I'm like thinking, and then it hits me what the joke is, and I try to explain it to her. I go, no, the joke is about how you're so overly. It has nothing to do. It's a fictional. Yeah. And she was crying. She was so upset. She was crying. This was on Princess, and I thought I was going to get fired. I thought she was going to go and complain. I guess she never complained because I never. Or sometimes they'll complain. I've had it just 2 or 3 times, and the cruise director will come to you and go, "Hey, just so you know, I mean, if they they can keep it on the ship. If it goes shoreside, then you're in trouble. You know what I mean? That's anything gets shoreside, you're screwed. Yeah,
I've had some comments where they go, "Oh, you seen?" I can't remember the comment that. It dug at me for a long time.
Right, and I dropped the joke too. I don't do that's the other thing. I don't do the joke anymore because I'm like, why risk it?
Yeah.
First of all, it's not that important to me. I mean, there's a different way I paint that picture with a different joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, why risk it? And like that's a problem a lot of comics have because a lot of them think. A lot of them want to. You can't tell me what to do, or they want to. They want to be able to break the rules. And I go, you can do whatever you want as long as you are accountable for what you do. You know what I mean? So if you want to do it, then do it. But if you get fired, don't complain that they fired you, especially in a corporate situation where it's like a corporate gig.
Yeah.
You got to be real careful about what you do, and if they have every right to go, and they're not technically firing you, they're just not going to book you anymore. It's because we're a business now. We're you know what I mean? We're guest entertainers. And some people have a hard time understanding that. I go, but if you sign the contract, do the gig, don't complain about it.
Well, on Norwegian they have the comedy club, so you are signed up to. Okay, you know what you're getting into, but
right.
if you're going into this kind of seated theater of 1,000 people,
Yeah.
you've got to play family.
Well, these 45, the main shows, you're 7 and 9, you're the featured act. You're
Yeah.
the whole ship is there. There's kids, there's babies, there's
Yeah.
you've gotta, you can't cross those lines. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, in Norwegian, they had the issue with the Frankie Valli show. It escapes me. Jersey Boys, the play. You ever heard of the play Jersey Boys? It was on Broadway.
I see it all the time.
Okay, it's the story of Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a really great story. It's a
Yeah.
great show, but the show's vulgar. They swear in that show, and there's signs everywhere that tell you when you go to see the show that there's going to be swearing.
Yeah.
And there's still people that complain. They'll go, "Why did they swear so much?" And they
Well,
go,
also the audiences or the patrons that are coming on ships, some of them know that if I just complain, I'm going to get a free bottle of wine.
"That happens a lot."
I'm going to get, and it's
Right.
just like, oh,
Sure.
you are putting us in the ditch just for your bottle of wine.
100%. And they'll try to get anything free. Free dinner, free cruise, free.
Oh, this might work.
Sure.
Like, I'm going to complain about that. And
Some people actively do that and look for things all week. That's
Yeah.
all they'll do is they will actively, and they'll approach entertainers in situations where you're out in bars and stuff. That's where the whole, they had this strict no hooking up with guests or whatever rule.
Right.
But I know young guy. I know there's women on ships that they do in LA. It's happened a couple times. They specifically look to hook up with a guest to complain and to bring a lawsuit.
sorry, so a guest hooks up with a crew member.
Yes, they'll try to hook up with a crew member,
Right,
and then
right,
they'll
right,
go,
right.
"Well, I slept with the entertainer or whatever."
And just throw them under the bush.
Yeah, but they're looking for and that's with that is even scarier because now you're talking about legal suits and lawsuits and all kinds of other
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So that's why these entertainers have you can't
Well-
be doing that, and you got to follow the rules. Again, I say if you're going to do the gig, follow the rules because all it takes is that one person to complain or do something.
So this is what I'll say. I have found it so difficult doing this without my wife. Like it got depressing where I was calling it a tin can. I'm
right.
just going to work. I'm in a tin can. I'm not allowed to go to the crew areas and
that-
socialize with the crew. I would go on stage on the one day of my show, and we get 45 minutes to do our show,
Right.
to do our rehearsal, and that's interaction. My voice, I'm like, I haven't spoken
Right, yeah,
for
yeah,
so
yeah.
long. Like, what's wrong with my voice? I'd lose my voice during shows,
Right.
sometimes, and I'm like, what's going on? I need to speak to some people about what you do. Do you know hot lemon or hot honey? What's going on? I would be like, I'm going back to the tin can. Do you know?
Yeah.
The grass is greener on the other side. I know. Do you know? Like, we live extraordinary lives.
Well, yeah, there was a cruise just recently. They lifted this. They told us we could go into crew areas for the bars and stuff like that.
it is paramount that we
Yeah.
have to, because depression.
Right. Well, it was tough after COVID, and then they never. I don't know because I only started working for Celebrity after COVID. But there was a point last year when I was on a ship where I realized I hadn't talked to anyone in 5 days. Like I literally hadn't said
that's
a
what I'm
word
getting
in
at.
5 days. It was a crossing, and I didn't have shows or anything. And I go to the gym, I come back, I go to the gym,
Yeah.
watch TV, and I'm like,
And then you call home, you call your kids, you call your wife,
Yeah.
and they're too busy for you because
Yeah.
the time difference. And
yeah, and then,
then
you're just sitting.
okay, what shall I do?
You're
I'll
just
drink.
sitting here.
That's,
Yeah, that's
like,
the other
that's
thing.
the worst thing.
Yeah, that's the worst thing. Yeah, because I cut back on my booze and I drank last night. I felt like crap today. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's been a long time.
Oh,
since
that
I-
was the ocean. That was the motion. That was
oh yeah,
some
that probably
crazy
didn't help.
waves.
Yeah, right. But it's yeah, you're totally
It was.
and it's amazing how well you kind of adjust to it. Like it just hit me. I'm like, oh my god, I haven't interacted with a human being in 5 days.
Yeah, and now go on stage and
Yeah,
be 100%.
sure. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
right.
So
right.
what saved me from this tin can, like, get me out of here? I've had enough. I would do 2 weeks. My wife would say I could be away for 3 weeks maximum, but
Okay.
I would always go 2 weeks on, and then I'll have a week home or something. And they didn't understand. I got into the Facebook stuff, where you put a green screen up, try and make a video and try and get it viral and make some money off Facebook.
Yeah.
You have to stick at it, and I'm not giving away the magic tricks. I wouldn't give away anything. I tried, and I was like, this is BS. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it. So that was
It's a lot of
keeping me
work
busy.
It man.
It was a lot of
I
work.
put content up every week.
I
put
was
4
like
videos
this,
a week.
like it was just too much.
And that's even harder because I pull jokes out of the show and put them up, or crowd work. I do everything where I show
Yeah.
that, but that's even harder because it's a whole presentation.
Like, you can see the stuff I did on
the
Facebook,
website?
Dizzy P. No,
Okay,
just
Dizzy
the
P?
Facebook page.
Okay.
And I'm doing it through network media with Jelly Smack, who is also in charge of Mr. Beast.
Oh,
So,
no way.
Yeah,
Good for you, dude. That's great.
I got an agent and everything that said, right, we'll take 30% off you.
Sure.
Whatever you make. I get paid still now.
Yeah.
And I'm not even posting videos. I'll be like, babe, to my wife, babe.
That's great.
Have you seen the check that's just come in? 99 cents.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
It's ridiculous.
This streaming money is like it's not. I'm not getting paid from any of the social platforms. I get streaming money from my Sirius and my content.
Yeah.
And that actually has done very well for me. But I'm trying to build my own stuff with the YouTube and all that other stuff.
I didn't even try
it's
YouTube.
It's so much work, and it's just
because Facebook you got to shoot this way.
Yeah.
And then YouTube, you got to shoot that way.
Yeah,
so you got to either have two cameras while filming or shoot it twice.
Right, or then you do the YouTube Shorts, which is the thing
This
that's
way.
Yeah, but it's still. I'm at a point, especially this week. I'm very discouraged because I'm working so hard on it, and it's just not. I can't. I don't know what I'm. You know what I mean?
I can't do it, and I'll tell you why I don't do it. Have we run over? We have run
No,
over.
we can do whatever you want. I'm fine.
Well, I will
wrap
say
up whenever.
what saved me on cruise ships,
Yes.
where I was going insane, and I was like, I'm over it. I'm over it. When I'm on stage in front of an audience, that's like love. What is better than that is pickleball.
Oh right.
Oh my gosh! If the ship has got pickleball, I've brought my own paddle with me, and I play, and it's war on the court. And
I want to start playing pickleball, dude.
Well,
we were talking about it the other day.
If we can do it today, if the court is clean, I want to get you into this.
Okay.
Another comedian, do you know Lamont Ferguson?
Yes, of course. A little Lamont.
He pulled me out of my cabin. I had the do not disturb on, and he was like, "Let me show you pickleball. Let me teach you it." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Call me tomorrow." I didn't answer my phone. Do not disturb. Pickleball.
Yeah.
And he pulled me out, and I was like, "I don't want to." Okay, and I went up. Put on light bulb, like, oh my gosh, like you've got me out of my cabin. I'm getting sunlight.
Right.
I feel normal.
Oh, that helps. That's
I'm
good.
talking, and I'll talk to guests. If they put my show on later on in the cruise, I never tell guests because I don't want the what do you do on board?
Yeah,
How
it's
long
always
are you on?"
awkward. Yeah.
Or like, can you make my dad
Sure.
husband disappear?
Yeah, right. Tell me a joke. I get that all the time. I'm
Yeah,
like,
just
no.
let's talk normal. Like, where are you from? What
Yeah.
do you do? Are you working on anything great at the moment in work?
Right.
What's the next project? You know, and just have real.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. And then they'll see me after the show going, "You're the guy that is war on the pickleball court." Like, and I'm like, "Yeah." Like,
Yeah.
are you going to be there today?
Yeah.
So pickleball saved me.
All right. Yeah, the gyms. I spend a lot of time in the gym, so that helps me. But we will definitely play it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll check today. I don't know about
The
idea.
other one is I'm having a fling with Peloton. Do you know, you got these teachers on Peloton, the bike.
Oh,
When
yeah.
It's a rainy day. That keeps me going. 'Cause
Right.
You just follow an instructor. And
Oh, right on.
they
Yeah,
push you.
right. That
Yeah.
helps. You're right. I'm going to run out of battery juice. I just realized
Okay.
that. So let's wrap it up. Right to the camera, man. Throw your socials, website out, whatever you want to plug.
It's Dizzy. I'm a magician, comedy magician, cirque performer, and it's Dizzy Magic. If you want to find out more of what I do, or if you want to contact me, dizzymagic.com.
Perfect. Dude, this was awesome. Thank you for your time.
Lenny.
I really appreciate it.
Everybody loves talking about themselves, don't they?
You're still watching? That's amazing. Nobody does that. Nobody, but you did. That means you want more. Pick one of these clips. Go for it. I dare you. Hey, also follow one of those social media thingies.